Welcome to The Love Affair, a relationship podcast. Listen in as we discuss all things love and relationships starting now. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Love Affair podcast. I'm your host, Robin, also known as Robin the Renaissance.
And I'm her husband and co-host, Jimmy K, and we're back
with a brand new episode.
There we go.
Yes. So as you can tell by the title, we are going to have a unique conversation about some stuff that's been going on. So we have had some spirited discussions, I don't know how spirited, but we
didn't argue.
No. Yeah. We have been having a conversation about the Black church versus Beyonce for a little bit now. And this isn't our first go around with it because generally anytime Beyonce is doing a project, we get a lot of,
backlash
but there is a lot of discussion around her. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about a little bit of that today. We're not going to spend too much time on it because I think it's too much. It's too much. But I do feel like there is something really important that we can, take out of that and share on the podcast, So stick around. We're going to jump into it. But first, we are going to do our segment called What's Good, What's Great,
What's Going On?
And What's Going On.
I stepped all on you.
I was like, take it if you're going to take it.
I was trying to do bounce back and forth. What's good? What's great? What's going on? I don't know.
Okay. You can let me know about that next time. I would love to oblige.
All right. Go on.
What do you have? Anything good, great going on with you?
Sometimes in life, it's just life. You just, you go to work, you come home, go to sleep, get up again and do it all over again. So I really don't have anything too special going on, not this week. So
not this week.
It's just an ordinary, normal, regular type week. Nothing special.
Nothing too special. Well, I will say this. Something that I think is good is the fact that we are recording this on a Saturday. Tomorrow is daylight savings time.
There you go.
Ooh, I cannot wait to get that extra hour of sunshine. Mm-hmm. I'm ready. I am so ready.
You know what I'm ready for?
What?
I'm going to be driving in more sunlight now.
Yes.
More daylight.
We need it. We're also ready. Trees are already starting to bloom. Grass is turning green. So I'm really enjoying this transition.
Yeah.
That is really good stuff. What is great in my life is that we scored Beyonce Renaissance tickets.
All right now.
I'm more excited about this than
me. Not so much.
You not so much.
Not so much. I'm going for support.
Yes. I need a driver.
I love Robin, so I'm going for support.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to need a driver. I want somebody to escort me because it's going to be at the stadium, and I hate our stadium parking situation. I'm not going to get into it, but you got to park a million miles away and then walk, and you got to go through a tunnel, and then you got to go. I said, Lord, no.
It depends. It won't be as packed as it is on game day because it's not the stadium is not going to be completely full, so you might have a little better parking situation.
Oh, okay. Let's hope. So, so I think that's just so great because I'm looking forward to it. In a previous episode, we announced a new segment called It's On and Poppin', where we talk about something that is trending online in pop culture. And there was something trending recently about the Beyonce Renaissance Tour, Christianity, witches, and so forth and so on. And there's a lot of commentary already out about that. We don't really want to dive into it here because it just doesn't interest us.
Yeah.
But we did look into it. We did pull out a couple things that we thought were chat worthy here. So that's what we're going to focus on. So if you have been living under a rock and you do not know who Beyonce is and you do not know why she was trending, a high-level overview, there is a prophet by the name of Tiffany Montgomery who used her pulpit to condemn Christians who wanted to attend the Beyonce concert, pastors who wanted to sing Beyonce lyrics for clout, Beyonce being a witch, and having a hive, and anyone who's attending her concert will be initiated into what we do not know, but it is a gate to something. Again, we do not know.
It wasn't fully explained in her sermon or live talk.
Correct.
Yeah.
So again, we're not gonna get into who shot John, who's right, who's wrong. We gonna leave y'all to tussle about that. But
I'm not here to tussle.
We ain't here to tussle. We don't want to. We don't want to tussle.
I don't want no problem.
But we do have very strong opinions on all of it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we didn't know who Prophet Tiffany Montgomery was up to that point. And we only saw a little snippet of the Beyonce comments. So I felt like, in fairness, let's do our due diligence to find out, what did she mean by that? Did she go and explain it a little, further in detail, or was this all just conjecture, And we did try to go and find the video. We watched more of it, and we watched her live, and we tried to gather more details, and
left us with more questions, at least for me, more questions than answers.
More questions than answers for you. More concerns. And frustrations for me. And I said, you know what? This lady does not bother me because I am not her intended audience. Mm-hmm. And so fine, okay. Yeah. That's how I left it. But what I wanted to talk about today was there is something about her, not just hers, but I'm noticing there is a certain type of delivery and approach that people of religious groups, and I'm going to talk about the Black church in general. It's not every church. It's not every Black church, but there is a particular type of Black church culture that I want to zero in on that is concerning me. The Robin the Renaissance, okay?
All right now.
And it might concern you.
Oh, it bothers me. It bothers me as well, so.
I wanted to know from you, what were your thoughts on her delivery and approach of this information, or her, as she's called it, revelation? The tenor of it.
The tenor of it, it feels very, or it seems to me very kind of judgmental. Her delivery of it is kind of more venomous, if I could use that word.
Okay.
Because it's kind of more maybe accusatory, or the pointing at y'all doing this, y'all, you know what I mean? It's not an inviting tone or whatever, if I'm making any kind of sense. So
you are to me.
Yeah, okay. So that's it. And not me particularly, I don't thrive in that kind of environment. You know what I mean? Even when I was playing sports, basketball, all that yelling and all that, getting in your face yelling, stuff like that don't reach me. Mm-hmm. So I'm that style of teaching is almost unreachable for me. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I would agree. It was definitely accusatory. Mm-hmm. And I do also feel that it was condemning language and fear-mongering. So it was very manipulative language, and the choice was fear. And I understand that that is a choice to, a style of persuasion, to use fear, and to, ridicule and demean people. And I'm noticing that on my timeline, when I'm seeing a lot of Black church content, not all, but a lot, I am seeing that they are utilizing this style of persuasive speech. And it is very off-putting to me. And it's concerning because I'm like, are y'all trying to invite people into this religion, or are you trying to keep people out? What is the goal here?
First of all, I think I don't know what it is. I think a lot of people in church kind of feel like that's when you being talked to that way, or you speaking that way, that's kind of truth telling, like, the whole keeping it real type attitude. You just keeping it real nasty. That's what people used to say. You know what I mean? So, so I don't know.
Keeping it real rude.
Keeping it real rude. That's not being the pointing the finger and the aggressive speech. That don't really mean anything to me. That don't mean that's true.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and what you say is something about does that.
What is the purpose?
Does it
entreat people to want to come in? Is it welcoming people to say, "Oh, what is she talking about? I want to know more about this"? Or is it pushing people away? Like, you can't sit with us. You call yourself a Christian, you can't sit with us.
For me,
may God visit upon you, or something.
Right, whatever she said.
I forgot.
Yeah, but for me, that's not entreating for me, and even Bible even kind of speaks to that. Talking about wisdom.
Ooh, come through.
Yeah, wisdom is first pure. Number one, wisdom from God is first pure, and then it goes on to talk about it's easily entreated. So it's how can you help me out? How can you explain something like easy? Like
I think people receive wisdom.
There you go.
Easily, than critique, than ridicule. I think there's a certain there are nuances to wisdom. There is a certain style when you apply wisdom to knowledge, to truth, and you're sharing that with someone. You're doing it in a way that's more skillful than being tactless and just spewing out random stuff. Knowledge can puff you up and make you feel.
I was getting ready to go there.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it can puff you up, and you have to. The individual has to be very, very careful to keep themselves humbled and grounded, because you don't want to come off as a know-it-all and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to, just got to keep yourself grounded.
Yeah.
Because you don't, because you want the whole point of teaching or reaching somebody is you want to draw them in. Like you want to get them on your side. You know what I'm saying? So ease up.
Yeah.
Ease up.
Can I add this? Because I wanted to say this from the lens of a former educator, someone who likes to put her educator hat on occasion. The purpose of teaching information is so that you can see changed behavior in the recipient of the information. So my skills and knowledge of information and techniques, it doesn't serve just me. I'm supposed to have all of this information so that it can ultimately service and benefit and edify the receiver, the recipient of it, right? And I will know that I have done my job as a teacher when my student has learned and can demonstrate the information that I gave, right? Otherwise, if I'm just full of all this information and I have a student I'm trying to relay information to, and I'm like, you call yourself a this?
You call yourself a
that?
Right, yeah.
Let me tell you how much I know about this. See, I already know this. I got my degrees. I got what I got. You need to worry about getting yours. So if I'm just spewing useless knowledge, the student's price, and they're like, okay, well, while you spending all this time yelling about what you know and what you think, could you please reach me? And for me, I like to think about all the different learning styles, and I'm not going to get into all the education stuff right now. But ultimately, if you're a teacher or you're in any capacity where you're relaying information, you have to consider your audience. You have to consider all the different ways people learn and understand information. And that's why I said you can use fear to get... You can use fear. It's an approach, but is it an effective approach, right? And so for me, I was analyzing a lot of this information through several lenses, and I was just kind of like, I'm not her intended audience because I don't subscribe to that teaching style, you know?
Yeah.
And I also will make a course judgment call on this, that I honestly feel like it's a cheap and lazy way to relay information. To just use fear-mongering, especially in that environment. If you want people to come in and get to know, you know, the lover of your soul, the power of love and divinity that changed your life, however you describe it, God, whatever, Christianity, whatever, religion, whatever, you know, you don't lead with, I'm going to ask him to visit upon you and check you and do us, you know, it's a way to go about that, because that doesn't really want people to really get to know your God. If anything, it's kind of like, okay, this sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Hey there, are you enjoying the conversation as much as we are? Then let us know. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're here every other Thursday with a brand new episode, and you do not want to miss it. Okay, all right, back to the conversation. You know, but we don't know her.
Yeah, let's not confuse zeal with
knowledge
and with I had it in my head.
Zeal with knowledge. That's not zeal with knowledge.
That's not what I was. That's not what I was. That's not where I was going with it. It was kind of more. People are so hyped up sometimes. A lot of times when they're up there preaching, they're so hyped, and they're saying stuff. And sometimes it seems aggressive. That's not zeal. I think sometimes some people confuse that with zeal. Like they're just passionate about what they're talking about. Yeah, you can be passionate about a subject without putting the listener, the hearer down, or you know what I mean, or pointing the finger. You can be passionate and still be in your right mind. That's not what
I'm going to say, and act with decorum and decency.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you can leave people with their dignity.
Right.
And I'm not going to stay on the prophet Tiffany Montgomery, because again, like I keep saying, we don't know her. This was our first introduction to her or her works.
Yeah.
And I was trying to learn a little bit more, like where's she come from? What's her angle? What's this? Is this an accurate representation of who this young lady is? And after doing more research, I said, oh, yeah, that's who she is. Okay. But I wanted to be fair first. And what concerned me, because I don't want to get into all the Tiffany stuff and stay on it too long, it's a certain tone and tenor and approach that I'm seeing, and it is concerning me.
Oh, okay. All right now.
It is concerning me.
Okay, Songbird.
I am like, what the heck is wrong with these people? Right? Yeah. Is anybody else asking the question, what the heck is wrong with these people? Because I have seen, is his name Brian Carnes?
Yes.
I have seen some dude named Brian Carnes act a whole and entire fool. A whole and entire jackhole.
Yeah.
In the pulpit, on the altar call thing. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
This is rudeness. This is nastiness. This is not wisdom. and love,
right.
loving kindness, or whatever else you want to call it. This is somebody who's doing the dang fool.
Right. I agree with you. The stuff we see that gets posted is very concerning. But we also got to be careful because we're only seeing a snippet of certain things. But I'm with you. The behavior, some of the behavior that we've witnessed, there's no place for it. There's no place for it. So I guess I'm just saying, we can't just make a sweeping judgment on individuals. I know you can close your eyes.
I know I closed my eyes to take in a deep breath and say, I am going to name names of the people who have been on my timeline acting and behaving in a way under the anointing and what's it called?
The guidance
of the quote unquote Holy Spirit. And I'm like, y'all lying. Let's stop this nonsense immediately now.
Yeah.
Okay?
I hear you.
I am sick of it. You know that thing, into the thick of it? And I want to sing, I am so sick of it.
Okay.
I am so sick of it.
You want to sing it, but you're already singing it.
I want to sing it. I want to sing it. I am so sick of it. I am so utterly sick of seeing people in our community berated by people who claim that they are doing it all in the name and in the love and from the leadership of the Lord. I don't buy it.
Yeah. I'm sick of it too. And oh, sorry, I thought you were
No,
done.
go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to name the names because you said you can't paint everybody with a wide brush. I didn't. I said there is a type of black church. It's not all of them, but there is a type of black church that is engaging in this behavior in their own in their own churches or church groups, with to their own people, right? This does not, from somebody who don't associate with them. I'm like, y'all in your own pulpit or in your friend's pulpit acting like this. Kim Burrell, that is a mean old lion. Mean old lion. Why
are you singing so much today?
I don't know. You know Mean Old Lion from The Wiz? Okay. Yeah. Kim Burrell is a mean old lion. And I think it was last year, she was calling people ugly and something or other. It's okay because you're ugly. Ugly or stupid or broke or something. I don't know. Yeah. I said, this ain't the first time. Now, if it was her first time, I'd be like, okay, this woman having an off day. This is her baseline. She's a mean old lion.
Yeah.
Okay? And we saw, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but someone from our town, Carlton Funderburg. I'm so disappointed, young man. Yelling, cutting up, because his church didn't buy him a Movado watch, and he called him broke.
That's
all kind of nonsense. I said,
that's
enough.
This is what bothers me the most when you start talking about this, because this is the things that are getting the airplay. You know what I mean? And the Christian faith is already, this is me personally, the Christian faith is so under attack. A lot of it is, some of the, I don't know, I can't put a number on it, but it's warranted at times. But
wait, what is warranted?
The backlash is what I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. That the back, because you can't defend stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can't defend when the congregation is getting yelled at because they didn't get a watch, or you calling your congregation ugly, broke, all that stuff. That's not. But it just makes it so much more difficult, to, I don't know, yeah, because I want to defend it. You know what I mean? I guess that's my whole point. But when that stuff gets pushed, this is happening. It's just another black eye in the Christian faith, and for me, that's just one of the more disappointing aspects of it. But it happened, and it's true. You know what I mean? So you can't really be like, oh, that's, you know, it's hard to reconcile and to try to, if you're trying to witness to somebody, if I'm trying to witness to somebody,
that's top of mind.
Yeah, that's
that,
you
no,
know,
I saw y'all online.
Yeah, and it's like
acting a whole and entire fool.
How do I defend that? I mean, it's
indefensible.
indefensible.
Yeah.
So that's for me. That's what's so that just gets under my skin, and it's so frustrating, and it's so disappointing.
Yeah.
For me. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your stuff.
No. I like hearing from you, babes. So, and I agree with you. I do think it's concerning because, again, who are you working for, and what is your objective here? Is it to draw people into this faith, and as they come in, to build them up in their faith and knowledge and understanding, or is it to berate them and to belittle them and humiliate them and all this other stuff? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cruelty.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned about that because when I see them, I see, with the exception of some of them that I see out here clowning, they are entertaining very large crowds. And quite frankly, I got a whole different set of rules that I live by now. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I could sit in anybody's audience and have somebody talking to me or at me in that tone. I'm at this point in my life, actually, you know, at other times too, I've gotten in trouble behind some stuff because I'm vocal, but I'm liable to tell somebody, no, you need to shut up. You're going to have to shut up and you're going to have to sit it down. Nope.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all, get up. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
and some of those,
I'm sick of it at this point. And when you talk about defending, I want to say this real quick. You were talking about you want to try and defend it, and I wanted you to clarify what is the
faith.
You want to defend the faith.
The faith, not the actions of the few people we're talking about.
Okay.
Not that. But I'm saying it makes it hard to defend somebody that doesn't believe. I mean, not defend somebody that doesn't believe, but talking to somebody that doesn't believe and they bring up these examples, it's hard to it's just hard to defend. It's hard to change.
It becomes a hurdle for sure.
Yeah, it's a hurdle. Mind. Thank you.
I think, yeah.
Thank you for saving me.
Stop.
No. I can't get my words out today.
No.
But but yeah, it's
I'm agreeing with you. I'm trying to echo your sentiments that it does become a hurdle, and it's like they're not really like us, you know. And I had, when you were saying that, I had to think about what am I defending, and I think my position has shifted slightly. That I am more inclined to defend the people who have been harmed by these teachings, by this quote unquote faith, and the leaders who are utilizing their pulpits to do more harm than good. I think that I'm more concerned with the people, helping the people heal from those types of abusive teachings.
You know, that's needed and necessary.
Because there's a whole lot of therapy offices and books written and people trying to recover from hurt. Church hurt and church abuse and all other kind of stuff. That when you talk about what are we defending, I'm kind of like, friend, I don't know sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation we'll have on another day, another way. That's why I said it's concerning. It is concerning. And
to be fair, totally fair, I mean, some of these examples you gave tonight, I did try to go back and try to find the full sermon, you know what I mean? Just to see the context of it all. Just try to make my own a more informed opinion or judgment on it. And,
that's fair.
I couldn't find them. I mean, I couldn't find them.
Because I remember Kim Burrell in particular. This isn't her first rodeo, right? But after she had talked about her congregation or whoever, she was a guest speaker, their congregation, whatever it was, she knew she got backlash by it. And in her next opportunity to be in a pulpit, she kind of joked about it and kind of brushed it off. And she was like, singing "You Won't Break My Soul," which is kind of funny because according to Tiffany, you know, if you are pastor, minister or something, you're singing Beyonce songs and, you know, she gonna rebuke you and ask God to visit you as well, you know, that kind of thing. And also also, why is having God visit somebody, why is that considered a curse? I would think everybody will want that,
yes,
right?
Yes. Come talk to me.
Listen, can I get an appointment? Can we schedule something? Let's
talk.
Lock something in. You go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it is what it is.
We still stayed on that too long, didn't we?
Maybe, but I was going to bring up something.
Okay.
Let me see if we can wrap this up in under 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my best.
Well,
when we were talking about this, we had several takes on it, but I wanted to understand what is the Black church's obsession with Beyonce. Like, what did Beyonce do to them that got them so riled up? Because every time she drops a project, there's some new think piece, some new Inspector Gadget on YouTube or somewhere analyzing everything she wears, every lyric. There's all this stuff like, beware Beyonce. Beyonce is the biggest threat to the body. Beyonce's, I think, is probably named more than the devil in some cases. And I'm kind of like, what is this obsession with Beyonce? And it's unclear to me why they feel so threatened by her when I don't see Beyonce doing anything significant. First of all, I don't see her doing anything at all to the Black church. Definitely not to the degree that I think that the Black church is attacking her. I don't see that at all. But also when you talk about certain things that she's doing, I'm like, I don't see anything that's that significant for me that would give me pause to want to analyze every move she makes. I'm kind of like, there are artists out there who are actually declaring their allegiance to Satanism or their hatred towards Christianity or Jesus or God altogether. Beyonce, I don't think she has ever done any of that. So we talked about that. And where did you land on it? I think you said you don't have a dog in the fight, actually.
That's what you were like. I'm like, what did I say?
I'm thinking about that. I really don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, because
my bad.
Yeah, that's all right. No, I mean, how can I say it without getting in trouble, though? I don't listen to... Huh?
Okay, I said, I don't want you to get in trouble.
I don't really listen to Beyonce. I really don't follow her career like that. So, I mean, I see stuff on social media every now and then, but I really don't pay attention like that. So
yeah, you were like, don't really have a dog in the fight, and I thought that was fine. But I did bring up this point to you. I said, if we were to compare Beyonce's behavior to Kanye West's behavior, I feel like they're kind of embracing Kanye West while demonizing Beyonce. And I think that's so hypocritical because Beyonce hasn't done any of the things that Kanye West has done.
Yeah.
Yet and she isn't a threat to the church in any capacity. I think Kanye's behavior was more questionable when we saw this man have several episodes that were concerning. And, people have said it's due to his mental illness and other things. Okay. If that's the case, fine. But it's still concerning. It just explains. It doesn't excuse this man's behavior over the past, 10 years? Yeah. He's been acting like a complete and total
crazy person.
Yeah. Problem, regardless of his illness. I'm like, he started his own church/choir movement out in the wilderness. You have gospel artists going to collaborate with him. He's been embraced. He literally calls himself Jesus, because that's what I don't want to keep going back to this lady.
Leave her alone.
But I'm like, he literally calls himself Jesus before he called himself Yay. Yeah. He has done a lot of things that I think the Black church would take umbrage to. And I don't see the same type of vitriol towards him. And then as we were talking about all that, I brought up some other men that have behaved badly in the Black church. And I don't see a lot of people using their pulpit to call out that kind of stuff. But it seemed like they are always after Beyonce.
Yeah, I listen. I just think it needs to be quote unquote fair across the board. From we're saying black church. I mean, I think
a certain type of black church culture, not the entire every last one of the black churches.
Yeah, because we've seen it personally, seeing bad behavior in a church, and it gets
covered.
It gets covered because we want to protect. They want to protect their people. Like love covers a multitude of sins. They kind of take it out of context. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Sit back and just relax a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna lean back.
Yeah, lean back. But now I lost my train of thought. Where's center? Bring center here. But it just needs to be fair across the board. If you're gonna call out people in this, like Beyonce or entertainers like that, about what you feel like they're doing is wrong, or you feel like it's an error, or what I mean, I feel like you have to do the same for your own people. When I say own people, I mean people in the church. So I think it's wrong. I think how can I say it? If it's wrong, and call it out and deal with it, right? Mm-hmm. Just because you're in the church world, they use that term, which is gonna pray for them and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does need to be called out. I'm not talking about embarrassing somebody. I'm not saying that, but it needs to be at least addressed in a way that it seems like they're handling it. You know what I mean, and not trying to sweep it under the rug or something like that. Am I making sense to you?
Well, kind of, yeah. I'm on board with you that if they are going to take this stance where they are going to name call people out and hypothesize and theorize what their sins are, then I think do it across the board. Mm-hmm. But moreover, the focus should always be more working on what's happening inside of your own house, instead of going over to your neighbors and trying to deal with what's over there. Because I don't see Beyonce trying to infiltrate the church in any way to try to lure Christians out of the church into the coven or the hive of Beyonce. She didn't even come up with all that stuff, So it's kind of like, Beyonce does not pose an immediate or even urgent threat. What's it called? Well, immediate, near, or urgent,
imminent danger.
Imminent stuff. I think it's lazy. And I think if you said it once, fine, but keep her name out your mouth at this point. Yeah, talk about the people within your own group. Okay? If you're going to name call, there is a person called Bishop Whitehead who is indicted by the feds on fraud charges. Yeah. Talk about your own and say, as Christians, as pastors, leaders, bishops, whoever, we should not be fleecing our flock. We should not be involved in these types of things, As a matter of fact, we're so against it, we're opening up our books. Everybody will see the accounting records. We're going to show this and that and the other. There should be more transparency, but again, I ain't in it, but it is what it is.
And I agree with you that go ahead.
I'm just going to say this because I want to be done with this. It gets me riled up. When Pastor John Gray was in the news several times for his little Peter and his Pauls being sent around, affairs, they had the church scandal, lawsuit stuff going on. It was a whole bunch of mess surrounding that man and his family. And in the comments, people were still like, we love you, Pastor Gray. God got you. We covering you. We praying for you. We stand with you. Da 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 da. And I'm kind of like, is anybody going to be concerned that this is not his first, second, or third time being in these situations? Are anybody going to be concerned? You can't have this blind allegiance to these leaders and not be willing to address. There's some problems we got going on in-house that are actually detrimental to our faith, our community. Yes. Beyonce is not it.
And I agree. Beyonce is not it. We got our own issues that needs to be addressed, and that's what that's what I will hope or will want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, we got to clean up our own house.
That's all the time we have for today, but we're definitely continuing the conversation in the next episode. You don't want to miss it. Before you go, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate, follow, do all of those things that will let us know you enjoyed the conversation and that you support us. That would really encourage us to keep going. So until next time, thank you so much for listening and take care.